coming today. I know a lot of you from past volunteer shifts. So I just wanted to come and let you know a little bit about the shifts I have, and there's one new one that's especially a little bit odd, so if I'd let you know about that. Basically, during the festival, my job is to do events and hospitality. So all of the industry folks that come, once they're done their day of industry panels, they go to cocktails and parties and that kind of thing, and we need to provide some hospitality and basically work the doors, welcome them, and ensure that only the right people get into these events. So that's sort of a really basic idea of what the shifts are. So what I'm looking for are really fun people who are flexible but also very firm. Because these events are pretty hot within the industry and not everyone can get in, only certain badges, we need you to repeat the same thing over and over. I'm sorry you don't have access to this event because your badge doesn't allow you to, or yes, come on in. So we need people who are, some of the industry folks can get a little bit uptight and can get, they're never mean, but they can get really pushy, and so we just need people that are okay with dealing with that and repeating again, I'm sorry you don't have access. That's sort of who I need for these kind of events, so if that's you, that'd be great. Basically, there's 3 different types of events, and they're all for the industry. These have nothing to do with the general public. So there's happy hours that happen 5 times from Sunday to Thursday. They're around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's basically a happy hour end of day for these guys, and it's working the door, that kind of thing. The sign-up sheet is in the other room. There's also late night parties, so almost every night, starting from 9 p.m. onward, same sort of thing, but it's more of a party, DJ dancing type of thing, but again, working the door and letting the right people in. And then there's the awards, which happens on Friday, and we're having a completely new format for that. They used to go to the Isabel Bader and see a really highly produced awards program, and then go to another venue to have a cocktail afterward. We've scratched the idea of the Bader, and we're going with a sort of more fluid event that has the awards within a cocktail party. There's so many problems that can come up with this because we now have a room full of people with alcohol and we need them not to talk. So kind of weird, and we're going to try it. Hopefully if it works, well then we can keep this format. The thing being that people didn't really want to sit in the theater for an hour and watch sort of even a highly produced award ceremony. They just want to find out who the winners are. So we're going to try and do this. So new this year, we've got not only people working at the door with me about who can come and who can't come, but there's 4 positions that are called shush volunteers. So we basically need you to come in your t-shirts, and we'll plant you amongst the crowd, and your job is to give a cut-eye and a shush to all of those really important people who are just talking straight through the thing. So we're hoping by having you there alone, we don't even need you to say anything because they'll notice that you're there. But that's a weird shift. So if you feel comfortable telling like Piers from Tiff that he needs to stop talking during the thing, sign up for that shift.
I see a few faces in this crowd that
would be very good. So that's another shift, and it's kind of weird because it just says like shush volunteers, and it's thought I needed to give you some context. Yeah.
Where's the venue?
Oh, it's at the Windsor Arms Hotel. So that's last year we had just the party there, and this year we're now trying to do sort of a full-on event and party, and really not sure how that's going to go. So
Where's that?
Windsor Arms Hotel.
If you're signing up for this shift, you'll be emailed the specific venue and all that kind of stuff.
All of the venues are pretty much like downtown and within our sort of festival village, so you never have to go north of Bloor, which is kind of nice. New this year, this is a bit odd, so I'm going to explain a little bit more. The Sutton Place Hotel is our host hotel, and last year for the first time we tried a filmmaker lounge. So on the main floor there was a lounge open for 7 days to filmmakers, and every industry folk that was staying at the Sutton Place Hotel had access to this lounge. There was coffee, there's meeting space, there's free Wi-Fi, that sort of thing. So it's just an added bonus to them. It's sort of like a secondary lounge. If you guys are all familiar with Vic College, the lounge there, this is just a separate lounge. I need 2 volunteers for this, and it's from Saturday to Saturday to Saturday. So 6 days. And what I'm looking for is the lounge is open, I can't remember the hours off the top of my head, but I think it's open from 9 to 5, let's say. So I was hoping for 2 volunteers, one to take a morning shift and one to take an afternoon shift. The key here, though, is there's so much information that this shift is only available to returning volunteers because you're going to be asked a plethora of questions from, they've just checked in, where do I pick up my pass, where's the industry center, where's Yonge Street, any type of questions. And so we really need you to know the festival, we need you to know the city a little bit. And the key here is I'm hoping for the exact same volunteer to show up for either the morning shift or the afternoon shift. And because of that, and because you're going to be in a hotel ballroom for that much time, we're offering a $250 honorarium per person, so for one morning shift and one afternoon shift. This is something that interests you, please sign up. I'm not sure that I made it clear enough on the form that we would like the same person. So please, if you can do all the shifts, that would be ideal. Yeah?
What time would the afternoon shift start?
It's marked on the sheet. I can't remember exactly. I think 1 to 5, something like that.
And where do you find the sheet? It's called under...
There's a section, my section is all called special events.
Okay.
So it's under there. I'll kind of stand over there if you have any questions. But again, it's mostly, and for that as well, those two people that end up signing up, ideally, one person does all the morning, one person does all the afternoon. If amongst yourself you decide to switch off differently, that's absolutely fine. But I would like those people to come into the office a few days before, and I can give you a little bit of a training session. I can give you something, a program guide, a screening guide, all the things you're going to need, a map of the area, that kind of stuff. You can imagine the type of questions that people are going to ask. And then lastly, I also do the volunteer party at the end of the festival, and this year it is taking place on the Thursday after the festival. And just so you know, I love the pilot. It's always been really fun, but we were going to switch venues this year because we were getting a little crammed in there. So I found a new venue. It hasn't even opened yet, which is really exciting, so it's going to be something really new. It has windows, and it's been painted white. So it's like the exact opposite from what we've been doing at the pilot. But I think the added space, the added sort of airiness of it will be really nice, and I'm hoping to get a really big dance party going. So if you guys can quit your shifts, then Zoltan will send you an email closer to the end of the festival letting you know those details, and I can't wait to see you at that party. Yay! Yes?
Reach up the